Hello, I'm here with Gary, Amalia, and Nancy. Okay, my name is Brooke Nally, and this is my speech over banning tobacco products in the United States. Imagine a world without air contaminated by smoke from cigarettes, where families aren't split up due to tobacco-related illnesses, and where future generations are free from the grip of addiction and disease. I have seen both of my grandparents on either side of my family's decline in health due to the use of tobacco products. They are constantly coughing, unable to breathe, and have a strong addiction. Tobacco should be banned in all forms in the United States due to the overwhelming negative impact on public health, the economy, and ethical considerations, making it imperative to prioritize the well-being of individuals and communities over corporate interests. Tobacco has many effects on public health and is damaging millions of Americans' lives. Due to the adverse effects, it is leading in preventable diseases and deaths worldwide. According to the American Lung Association, smoking is the #1 preventable cause of death in the U.S., killing over 480,000 people per year. There is easy access to tobacco, and those that suffer from addiction in it are more inclined to continue purchasing it. If tobacco was removed completely from the market, there wouldn't be a continual cycle in purchasing and using this product. Smoking is linked with lung cancer, throat cancer, heart disease, strokes, and more. If the substance was banned, it would stop this kind of damage because people would no longer be able to purchase it. Not only does smoking affect the user, it also can affect others because of secondhand smoke exposure. Even if you are not partaking in the use of tobacco, you could face serious damage from the smoke being in the air around you. The National Institute on Drug Abuse says that the secondhand smoke is estimated to cause approximately 53,000 deaths annually in the United States. The use of tobacco isn't just affecting a single person using it, but it is imposing serious dangers to everyone in the U.S. The smoke-filled airs are creating a toxic environment that we are not able to escape as long as tobacco is still permitted in the U.S. We need to stop this preventable damage by banning the production and the use of tobacco. The use of tobacco doesn't only affect society physically, but it also affects it economically. Although tobacco companies make a killing in sales, it is also killing millions of Americans. While tobacco companies are making profits from this product, there is a huge economic burden of tobacco-related healthcare costs and lost productivity. Tobacco use imposes substantial healthcare costs on society because often users of this product are in and out of the hospital due to their diseases. The National Library of Medicine has written an article called "How Can the U.S. Reduce Healthcare Costs by Reducing Smoking?" In this article, they point out that the total economic cost of smoking is estimated at more than $300 billion a year. $170 billion of those dollars are in direct medical care for adults, and more than $156 million in loss of productivity due to deaths in the early life. These costs are avoidable, and this money could be used for other things that will benefit the society, but instead the tobacco products are affecting the stability in the United States economy. Even if the U.S. were to start out by reducing the prevalence of using tobacco and then slowly get rid of it, it would still create a positive impact on the economy. The National Library of Medicine conducted research to see how a reduction in the use of tobacco would affect the economic expenditures. It said that at just a 10% relative reduction in smoking prevalence between the states and the national average in 1 year was followed by an average $6.3 billion reduction in healthcare expenditure the following year. There is already a huge impact just by reducing the usage of tobacco by 10%, so imagine how much money the U.S. would be saving if it was banned. It will take time to get rid of tobacco use completely, and the results will outweigh the impact of this issue. There is a lack of ethical consideration surrounding the marketing and distribution of tobacco products. Tobacco companies have a history of targeting vulnerable populations with their marketing tactics. Now that the use of internet has become big in marketing sales, tobacco companies have taken advantage of it. In an article written by Sabi Beige, he discusses how tobacco companies target vulnerable populations, especially with the creation of e-cigarettes. Traditional cigarettes and dip is now not the biggest concern. Tobacco companies have planned for the use have pushed for the use of e-cigarettes, which has become an even bigger issue because they are heavily promoted on social media, the internet, ads, etc. The e-cigarette marketing has proven this marketing tactic. As of 2014, online vendors were selling 7,764 flavors of e-liquid, including candy and other sweet flavors that may be particularly appealing to children and adolescents. Children are extremely vulnerable, so seeing these advertisements will easily influence them to try these products, and it starts a young addiction. This is not beneficial to society, and it is taking advantage of people. These companies are targeting the vulnerable population, which causes it to be a continual cycle of using tobacco-related products. The only way to stop these tobacco companies from putting adolescents and vulnerable groups at risk is to completely ban it. The continued availability of tobacco products perpetuates social injustice because corporate companies are not doing anything to stop the decline in America's health. The National Library of Medicine also points out that examining how tobacco is bound up in corporate accountability, economic systems, and public health advocacy contributes to the case of understanding tobacco is a social justice issue. Society is failing to put Americans' health first by keeping this damaging and life-threatening substance available in the U.S. The marketing and distribution of tobacco is not ethical, and it is ruining Americans' lives. This vicious cycle of death, economic instability, and targeting of vulnerable populations can be stopped if the United States were to permanently ban the use, production, and distribution of tobacco products. Think about how much healthier people would be if tobacco wasn't consuming society's lives. We wouldn't have smoke-filled airs, and a lot more lives would be saved. Thank you.